involved in wheelchair sports since 1960.
And I've been able to see and do things that I never thought possible.
Wheelchair sports has given me the confidence to have a go at anything
and everything.
It's given me a sense of direction.
Wheelchair sports is not just about wheelchairs.
It's not just about sports.
It's a way of life.
It's about being a part of something.
And it gives members and families the hope and confidence to do what they want to do.
Yeah, I was always a better athlete than you anyway.
I left hospital after about 5 months in there, and for quite a while the thought of doing anything was the furthest thing from my mind. All I really wanted to do was sort out this new life of mine, and it was completely different to what I was used to.
You've just recently had an accident. I think it's really important to have a focus elsewhere and to be able to have a release somewhere else, to be able to talk to other people who may have gone through a similar experience to you.
I remember when I first became a para, the shock of ending up in a chair and thinking, that's it, I can't do anything now, I'm in a wheelchair. And you get involved with the sports club and you're interacting with other people in wheelchairs and you find out what you can do in a wheelchair.
It was hard because I was only about 4, so it was just pretty complicated.
I needed something to get me out of bed in the morning, something that I really enjoyed, and sport is one of those things.
Gave Ryan, for example, a goal or a focus, and he was sort of sporadically playing while he was having treatment, and he always looked forward to coming out of hospital, getting back in the chair, coming back to these guys and hanging around with them.
I think Wheelchair Sports is an organisation that anyone with a physical disability can go to, whether they're looking to make friends or they're looking to build their sport or just for family reasons.
It's great for siblings, it's great for mum and dad to be able to speak to other parents. It's that peer sort of support thing that goes on.
He was at that age where they were all forming friendships within the high school, and he missed out on all of that, didn't get to go on his school socials. So the social interaction down here we actually thought was one of the most important aspects of it. So the friends he's made here, they'll be friends for life.
I'm not in a wheelchair and I've never been told you can't be here because you're not in a wheelchair. It's anyone with any form of disability.
Unfortunately, our name says Wheelchair Sports, but we also do lots of rec and leisure things.
So we've got seniors activities, we've got sort of the middle-age activities, and now just recently we're ramping up our junior activity program.
It's really helped my lifestyle in meeting people, and I think it's important for people with disabilities to interact with other people with disabilities, and you can do that through Wheelchair Sports because it helps the confidence of people with disabilities because they know that someone else is going to understand what they're going through.
Some of the things they said they could do, I thought, you've got to be joking, Wheelchair rugby, how can you play wheelchair rugby? Or basketball, I'm only 5'6" and never played basketball in my life, and they want me to take this sport up.
There's social members, there's recreational members, there's competitive members, and there's elite members, and I think the really main benefit of it is that however you want to be involved, you can be involved.
The level of sport is second to none.
Now I'm at the elite level. They're still just as big as a part of my sporting career through funding or through support or through any avenue.
He heads into the wall, Katrina Porter, world record, 124.44.
It was pretty awesome feeling playing alongside Justin and Sean, gold medalists from Beijing.
Go to the Paralympics, play for Australia in the basketball, and just win a gold medal.
The biggest team ever sent overseas by an Australian team, 168 athletes, 200.
It is for here. You can be all that you want to be, as you can participate on a social level and have a social game, or you can take it all the way.
Wheelchair sport's just about, or they do as much as they can for you.
They give me little tips what to do and stuff.
I travelled internationally. Now, I'd never be able to afford to do that if Wheelchair Sports didn't help me with the funding.
I've been to Paralympic Games, Commonwealth Games, Asian Games and so on, so, would have I done that if I was an able-bodied person? Probably not.
No.
So it's
And I'd still be, if I had no Max, I'd still be on the farm in Mullawall and probably only ever been to Geraldton and Perth.
Having the national anthem played for me is something that I don't think you can tell someone. It's an emotional feeling, and definitely the best feeling I've ever experienced, and something I'd love to do again.
I feel that it's really important to be able to give something back to the organisation that's given me so much, so many opportunities, and those opportunities have led me to a wide and exciting life, living overseas, playing wheelchair basketball for my country.
Who did the defending? Ness over the top, Eveson! And Australia win the gold medal! The Aussie Rollers have beaten the world champions and now the Olympic champions!
To be able to give that back to the next generation of kids like Andrew Dewberry, then I find that really rewarding. Should we have a bit of a hit?
Okay.
What do you reckon? You reckon you can beat me?
Maybe.
I reckon you can too.
I can remember back in Hobart in '76, I think it was Cliff was actually the team manager. We were down there, and I think most of us went down for basketball and everything else, and while the other events were on, Cliff being manager was flexing his muscles and walking around, and who was in close proximity were chucked into events, whatever they'd done it before or not, and I got thrown into swimming, which I'd never been in the water.
Hang on, I asked the question, who can swim, and you said yes.
No.
So you were in the swimming pool.
Yeah.
You know, we're of an age now where a lot of our older athletes are now getting a little bit more isolated in their homes, because when you're involved in basketball or wheelchair sports, that was your outlet, that was where your social contacts were.
And we as the seniors try and put on one event each month, a major event, and we run footy tipping competitions, horse racing competitions, we have poker once a month, and quiz nights, car trials, you know, everything through the year, hungies and barbecues.
People don't have to compete in sport. They can come along and go rowing, they can go yachting, they can go horse riding.
For quite a while, a small group of us have been getting together on a Saturday morning, just riding from various houses, meeting at a central point like the Narrows Bridge, and then just going for a ride around the bridges, and then maybe down to the Raffles Hotel or wherever, and then we all disband and ride home. And just recently we got a new man into this group. They decided that we should do the same thing on a Saturday morning and just ride to a venue and have a coffee and a chat. And so we've been doing that for quite a few weeks now, and it's really great. It just puts a different meaning into Saturday morning.
We run a junior camp every year, and this year I was lucky enough to be able to run that, and it's great fun.
I mean, the young athletes now, they're recreation camps, they go sailing, they go horse riding, I've mentioned, fishing. And
Junior camp, we have a range of activities to introduce newer players into the group of kids.
We get a whole bunch of kids come down and participating in activities like water skiing.
Have a go at the Flying Fox, yes.
Orienteering, archery.
I just don't know about staying overnight.
I remember my first camp, I was pretty quiet, and then third camp I was out there a bit louder.
From us, from a social perspective, it was the ability to go and speak to other families that had been through similar experiences. It's a really easy group to be involved with. Nice diversity, yeah.
There's every opportunity for you at wheelchair sports, and there's no discrimination against anything. It's just a really fun organisation with whatever you want to get out of it.
Not why would you join, it's why wouldn't you join.
It's helped me develop into the person I am today.
I don't know what we'd do if we didn't have them, actually.